Now, when we hear that and we see this story, because it really has some shock value, doesn't it? I mean, everything's going great, and then all of a sudden there's these two people, this married couple, that God strikes dead in church. And it's like, whoa, what is going on here? Now, I think a lot of times the reason this is so shocking to us is there's this a tendency in the American church to put a wedge between the Old Testament and the New Testament. There's a real tendency to look at the way God interacts with people in the Old Testament, and we might see his interactions as harsh, because we can think of a lot of stories in the Old Testament where God strikes down people, he sends fire down on people, he causes the earth to open up and swallow people. I mean, we can think of a lot of examples, and we may not do this all the time, but there's a tendency for us to look at that and be like, well, that's the Old Testament. You know, that's before Christ. That's before God poured his wrath out on Christ on the cross. So of course God was more wrathful towards sin, but not in the New Testament. We live on the other side of the cross. But then we come to this story and we see, no, God still judges sin pretty seriously, as we see here with Ananias and Sapphira. This story blows that kind of thinking that wants to put a division between the Old and the New Testament completely out of the water. And it shows us that God still takes sin seriously, just as seriously as he did before the cross.